here we are at the water's edge, so to speak. So this is where the ideal sort of spot for a gypsy well would be put. Obviously you'd need to filter it and boil it. Mind you, it's not flowing that well. There is another stream over that way, but being a small stream is not really a need for a gypsy well. You could just gather it straight out. Just over here. Well, mind you, it's not as big as I thought it was. So it's actually flowing, so you can see the water flowing on this one, so it's not going to be stagnant or anything like that. And it's fairly clear where it hasn't been disturbed and silt hasn't kicked up, like a digging stick for digging a gypsy well, or a billy can. That'll stir that all up as well. But that's what the Millbank bag's for, to take out all the turbidity in the water, which is suspended particles of dirt generally. So onto the gypsy well. You've seen the water. So what we need, I can't remember which pocket I put it in, is your billy can. In this case I'm using the Swedish mess kit just because it's contained, and that's got everything I need in that. So, the Millbank bag's in here, but windshield. Right, so the Millbank bag hasn't been used for about a year, so it will need a good soak. Because instead of getting the fire going to boil the water, I'm just going to use the burner. So now this is another thing I didn't realise until the other day, because I've only ever had the military Trangia stove, and never really thought much about the civilian one until I saw one in a local antiques place, and they had it for sale in there. It was listed as an inkwell, so I managed to get that for £1. But it's actually quite a bit smaller than the military one. Should be able to see that in this camera. So the height is about the same. I mean, I've got the simmer ring on this one. The height is fractionally smaller, but not greatly, appreciably. But yeah, so the actual reservoir is much bigger than the military one, so got a lot longer burn time with that one. So that's going to remain my favourite for most of my stuff. I might use this one for cooking or something rather than boiling water, because the simmering fits on it. But anyway, that's the kit. Get some of this ready somewhere. So it won't be used for a little while because I need to filter the water first. Right, first step is to, well, I'll run through it basically. You need to soak, really soak this, the Millbank bag, get it absolutely saturated so that it feels quite heavy in your hands, because if you don't do that, the outside will just dry off as it's hanging in the tree, and it just won't drip at all. So we're going to get that soaked. We've got deep enough water here to do it straight in the water, but if you haven't got deep enough water and you've got a 2-part billy cap set with a fairly sizable lid, or a little like the insert in the zebra billy cans, and the main can itself, is you can fill that with the water from a gypsy well, which is basically using a digging stick to dig a hole that will sort of submerge your billy can up to about, so you can lower it in and the water gradually fills it up. I mean, when you first dug the hole, the first lot of water is going to be really sedimented, so you want to empty that lot out just to save clogging up your Millbank bag unnecessarily, and then put it in again without trying to disturb any of the water around it. That's more of a thing for that sort of water that we saw over there, because it's not as deep as this, you can't get the bag into it. So fill that up with water first, and then really get that bag soaked inside there if you haven't got enough water to do it in over there. but I think we'll probably be able to get away with just soaking it in the water here. It should be deep enough, but we'll give that a go. And when you gathered your water from the Gypsy well or from a stream, and this is soaked, you can use it to fill the Millbank bag up, because it's a lot easier than trying to scoop the water out, because you'll end up with lots of dirt and debris and horrible muck and stuff in there. So use that and then filter it into the second part. Well, wait for the water level to drop. Well, fill it right to the top first of all. Right. Sorry about this. Not very good at explaining things. Fill it right to the top with water and let it sort of drain down to the line, and that gets rid of any sediment that's on the outside of the bag. And then you can put this underneath, put your other part of the billy can underneath, the lid or pan, pot, whatever, cup if you've got one, and collect the water with that. So you don't want to collect it with this one, because you'll still have a load of turbidity on the inside of there, all the silt and that, which is just a bit more of a pain in the ass, and you probably taste grit in your mouth as you're drinking it, so drinking your coffee or tea, whatever you're doing with it. Right, I've dug a small hole for the billy can, which is there. It is actually just below the surface, but the turbidity is starting to die down now, so you can start seeing the rim, and that'll be absolutely cram-packed full of sediment in the bottom of there, so I'll have to empty that out once the water's died down a little bit, trying not to disturb the sides as I'm pulling it out as well. So give that a little minute for the gentle stream, just to get rid of most of the cloudiness in the water there, and then we can get on to soaking our Millbank bag. Okay, I've emptied the first lot of water out, and as you can see in the picture, it's a lot clearer in the middle. As I said before, Gypsy wells are more for when you've just got surface water showing, so you do have to dig a hole. There's no stream to scoop it out of like this. You just have to dig a hole in it, but I'm using this one just to speed things up a little bit. Something like, where are we? That over there is probably where are we? A little bit. There we go. That over there is the sort of time you'd use a Gypsy well. There's some water on the surface, but not a huge amount. I mean, if you tried scooping any up, you'd end up scooping up all the mud. So you dig a hole into that and let the water seep into the hole. See if I can give you a quick demo. Soak the Millbank bag. So you want to get it all in there. Give it a scrunch. Oh, sorry, I don't know if you can see this. Wrong way. Where are we? Down there. So you want to get it all in there. Give it a good scrunch. Squeeze all the air bubbles out of it, because when it expands, it'll suck the water in. So this is a cleaner way of doing it than the trying to do it straight in the stream as well, so you won't get quite as much mess on the outside of your Millbank bag. Scrunch it around. As I say, it's been about a year since this bag's been used, so it will need some soaking. Go down into the middle of it as well. If you've got something else to do, you can also just, well, as well as scrunching it all around and squeezing it, you can leave it to soak in there for a good little while. So the longer the better, really, but because it really does need to be absolutely saturated. Let's try and get a bit more to there. Probably very nearly there now. So now we need to find our tree that we're going to hang it on. So if you haven't got enough water handy like I have, then you can part fill it and drain out about a cup's worth, maybe a cup and a half, like a large cup, like a Crusader cup, 500 millilitres, half a litre, whatever, and drain that out, chuck that away, and then it's all right to drink after that. If you, the rest that comes out of it. That makes sense. Which I might actually do with this one. Right, so what I'll do is I'll show you a bit of a close-up on that. That's how fast your Millbank bag should be running. So you can probably hear it as well on there. So it's not filling up the cup awfully fast, even though it sounds like it is. See if I can show you. There we go. But it should be a constant stream like that, not a drip, drip, drip or anything like that. So that's how you get the Millbank bag nicely soaked. A bit of an angle here. And as I say, because I didn't fill it right to the top, I'll do what I said, mainly because I'm lazy, of draining it through for 1 cup's worth and then chucking it away and then getting another cup's worth out of it. So I know it's been running for a little while, but I'll be on the safe side and do a full cup and tip it away, and I'll get back to you once I've done that. Now once that's boiled, that'll be safe enough to drink that well, so I'll get that on the boil momentarily. Onto the boiling of the get this level-ish. Boiling of the water that we gathered earlier, which has just been sat here. Also, I'll take this opportunity to show the. I mean, everyone covers fire stills, the use of, including myself. Everyone's got different ways of doing it. But the way they teach on, well, I should show you. Well, normally people will either hold the striker, then the steel pull away like that, just so they don't disturb the tinder bundle, or they'll strike down into it, like so. Now, the way they teach on bushcraft courses, or the better instructors teach, is you only need to use the last sort of ½ inch of your rod, really, that little bit there, and you hold this on there, hold the striker end on like so. If you're using the striker, that is, not a knife. I mean, you could use a knife that way, and grip it with your index finger there on the left hand or right hand, it depends which way you're using it, and use that to apply pressure to the striker, and try and just use this hand to keep the striker as steady as you can. And then you want to push on the face of the striker with your thumb, like so, obviously into where you're striking the sparks, like tinder nest or Trangia stove in this case. But I just thought I'd share that. Ground-dwelling squirrel. It's over there somewhere anyway, not too far away. This is the boil you want anyway to purify your water, which is a nice rolling boil.